Your higher self isn't separate from you. It's not some distant spiritual entity you need to reach or connect with. It's the consciousness that's been watching your thoughts this entire time. Carl Jung called this the self with a capital S, not the ego cell that worries about what others think, but the totality of your consciousness, beyond the mind's constant chatter. Eastern traditions have known this for thousands of years. They call it Buddha nature, Atman, the eternal observer within. Jung described something he called the individuation process. It's remarkably similar to what Eastern traditions call enlightenment. Both point to the same thing, integrating all parts of yourself so you can live from this deeper awareness instead of being pulled around by every thought and emotion. Before we continue, if you're ready to break free from the repeating patterns that hold you back, check out my free guide, 5 Inner Blocks That Keep You from Deep Spiritual Growth. The link is waiting for you in the top comment below. Here is what most people don't realize. Your higher self has always been here. Right now, as you're listening to these words, something is aware of them. Something is noticing your reactions, your thoughts about what I'm saying. That's it. That's your higher self. But all the conditioning you picked up drowns it out. From childhood, you learn to identify with your thoughts, your roles, your problems. You got so caught up in the mental commentary that you forgot about the one who's listening to everything. Your higher self isn't absent or silent. You've just learned to ignore its constant presence. It's like having music playing in the background all day and suddenly realize it's been there the whole time. Think about those moments when you instantly know something feels right or wrong, before your mind jumps in with reasons and explanations. That immediate knowing comes from your higher self. It's the voice that recognizes truth before your thoughts can analyze it to death. This isn't mystical or complicated. When you're completely absorbed in something you love, when time disappears and you're just present with what you're doing, that's your higher self in action. When you have a sudden insight that solves a problem you've been wrestling with for weeks, that's your higher self breaking through the mental noise. The mind loves to make this complicated because complexity keeps it in control. But your higher self operates from simplicity. It doesn't need to figure everything out because it already knows what you need to know when you need to know it. Most spiritual teachings get this backwards. They tell you to seek your higher self, to connect with it, to find it. But you can't find what was never lost. You can't connect to what you've never been disconnected from. The real work isn't reaching for something outside yourself. It's recognizing what's already here. It's noticing the awareness that's been present through every experience you've ever had. Your higher self is what remains when you stop trying to become someone else. It's what's left when you drop the constant effort to fit in and meet everyone else's expectations. It's who you were before the world started telling you who to be. This recognition changes everything, not because you become someone new, but because you remember who you've always been. So how does your higher self actually speak to you? Not through burning bushes or mystical visions. It communicates in ways that are happening right now. But most people have learned to dismiss them as coincidence or imagination. First, there's intuition, that immediate knowing that arrives before your mind creates stories about it. You meet someone and instantly sense whether you can trust them. You're about to make a decision and something inside you says, wait, or yes, this is it. No reasoning, no analysis, just knowing. Your mind hates this because it can't take credit. It wants to figure everything out, to have logical reasons for every choice. But intuition bypasses all that mental processing. It's your higher self cutting through the noise with direct knowing. Then there are insights. These are different from thoughts. Thoughts build on each other, one leading to the next. Insights just appear, fully formed. You've been struggling with a problem for days and suddenly, in the shower or while walking, the solution clicks into place. Not because you thought your way to it, but because understanding just arrived. Insights are holistic. They often come as a combination of images, words, sounds, impressions, feelings that land all at once. They're specially made for you, which is why they click instantly. Your mind recognizes them immediately because they're perfectly tailored to how you understand things. And they always seem so obvious the moment they arrive. Your higher self also speaks through dreams, not the random processing dreams when your brain soars through the day's events, but the dreams that feel different. The ones you remember clearly, that carry symbols and messages that bypass your logical filters completely. Dreams speak in the language of metaphor and symbol because that's how your deeper awareness communicates. Your analytical mind isn't running the show when you're asleep, so your higher self can deliver messages without mental interference. Synchronicities are another form of communication. Those meaningful coincidences that feel too perfect to be random. You think of an old friend and they call that day. You need guidance about a decision and the perfect book falls off the shelf right in front of you. You keep seeing the same number sequence everywhere you look. You ask an important question and 2 days later you run into someone who tells you the answer just out of the blue. Your mind dismisses these as coincidences because it can't control or predict them. But your higher self orchestrates these moments to get your attention, to confirm you're on the right path, or to point you toward what you need to see and learn. Here's what's crucial to understand. These aren't mystical events happening to special people. They're your deeper awareness breaking through the mental noise that most people live in constantly. The communication is always happening, but most people live in such constant mental commentary that they miss it entirely. They're so busy thinking about what happened yesterday or worrying about tomorrow that they can't hear what their higher self is saying right now. Your higher self speaks through feelings too, not the dramatic emotions that come from your stories about what's happening, but the subtle sense of rightness or wrongness that arises before you can think about it. The feeling of expansion when something aligns with your truth, or the contraction when something doesn't. And yes, your higher self speaks in words too. Sometimes it's words that appear in your mind during meditation or quiet moments. Sometimes it's the perfect phrase that comes through you when you're writing or speaking, words that surprise even you with their clarity. Sometimes it's the lyrics to a song playing in your head. The key is recognizing the difference between this authentic inner voice and the mental chatter. The higher self voice is usually quiet, clear, and carries a sense of knowing that feels different from your usual thinking. The results speak for themselves: clarity, simplicity, the feeling that things are obvious and self-evident. When you quiet the mind chatter, you notice what was always there: the guidance, the knowing, the presence that's been with you through every experience. It's not that your higher self starts speaking when you meditate, it's that you finally stop talking long enough to hear what it's been saying all along. The practices that help you recognize your higher self aren't about achieving something new. They're about remembering what's already present. They're simple because your higher self operates from simplicity. You can do a 2-minute breath check. Just pause and notice what's aware of your breathing right now. Don't try to change your breath or make it deeper. Simply notice that something is observing the breath happening. That observer, that awareness that notices the breathing without being the breath itself, that's your higher self. You're not trying to find it or connect with it. You're simply recognizing what's already here. Keep a dream journal by your bed so you can capture the fragments before they fade. Write down whatever you remember immediately upon waking, even if it seems meaningless. Your higher self often speaks through dreams, and the act of recording them signals that you're ready to listen. Try this journaling prompt. What do I already know about this situation? Don't think about it. Just write whatever comes. Often your higher self has been trying to tell you something, but your mind has been too busy analyzing to hear it. Automatic writing is another powerful practice. Set aside time to write down words as they appear without thinking. Allow whatever wants to emerge to flow onto the page. Don't edit, don't judge. Just let the words come through you rather than from your thinking mind. This isn't channeling spirits or accessing mystical knowledge. It's allowing your deeper awareness to express itself without mental interference. You might be surprised by the wisdom that emerges when you get your thinking mind out of the way. Do these practices when they feel right, not because you should or because someone told you to. Forcing creates more mental noise, which is the opposite of what you want. Your higher self responds to invitation, not demand. The goal isn't to achieve some special state or have profound experiences. It's to remember what's already present. Real growth happens when you stop trying to become someone else and start recognizing who you already are. Before we wrap up, if you found this helpful and want to go deeper, remember that free download I mentioned, 5 inner blocks that keep you from deep spiritual growth. The link is waiting for you in the top comment below. You were never broken or missing guidance. The story you've been telling yourself about being lost or disconnected from your purpose, it's just another thought your mind created to keep you searching outside yourself. The higher self is here right now, aware of these words, aware of your reactions to what I'm saying. It's been present through every moment of confusion, every decision you agonized over, every time you felt alone or uncertain. Stop searching for yourself outside and start recognizing what's already watching from within. This isn't about belief or faith or convincing yourself of something. It's about direct recognition of what's always been true. Your inner compass has been functioning perfectly all along. Every time you ignored your intuition and later regretted it, that was your compass working. Every time you followed your intuition and things worked out, that was your compass working too. The guidance you've been seeking has never left you. You just learn to look everywhere, except where it actually lives.